Okay, next question is from Brad Holtz, who asks, comments on the current mass resignation.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I think there are bright sides to all these things. You know, we see Oracle moving out of Redwood City and into Austin and leaving all their people still in place in California, but the headquarters has moved. And Larry Ellison moved to Lanai, to Hawaii. Bye, guys. I'll see you later on Zoom. So the world definitely has changed in terms of workplaces. I'm proud to say I think Pattern was one of the very first tech companies to go virtual, and we're still there. So I don't think this is a bad thing. I do think people want to see each other face to face. And I think that companies that push too hard on, whether it's on vaccination or whether it's on face to face, are getting pushed back with people quitting. And behind that, there's a deeper thing, which is people are feeling more introspective and more value driven, I think. You know, COVID has caused a lot of introspection. And that may lead you to take your family out of San Francisco, which is having these bizarre shopping attacks, you know, on Nordstrom, and you know, just get out of the city. Who wants to live there? And instead, you know, go to Montana. I'd go. So I'm not sure this is bad. I think this is pretty interesting. And I remember when Boeing went bust 2 times ago, and somebody put up that road sign that said, "We're the last person leaving Seattle. Please turn out the lights." It was pretty funny. But also what happened is a huge wave of entrepreneurship. And I think that part of the mass resignation isn't really that. It's going to be people picking differently, choosing different lives, and maybe being more entrepreneurial. Start their own company, do something different, do something that you believe in more. And frankly, fellow CEOs, that means the challenge to you is you better make working at your firm, whatever you're doing, more meaningful culturally and personally to the people in the company. If you do that, you'll probably be fine. But if you just think it's just gonna be like, you know, punch card in and punch card out at 5, yeah, you're gonna see a lot of people go. So it's a challenge to CEOs, I think.
The other part of that Evan and I were discussing recently is anytime you have, you know, we just had 2 years where no one would quit their jobs. And I don't think that is discussed enough, which is there's a giant backlog of people who wanted to quit their jobs throughout that whole time, who now finally feel secure enough in the future of the world to do that.
Yeah.
And when you combine that with a range of service industry jobs, especially, which have been a large focus of this kind of like mass resignation hysteria,
yes,
where people were fundamentally underpaid,
yes,
to begin with, the level of the wage ratio to inflation is just crazy. And when you combine that with suddenly, not only are they being completely underpaid, but they are having to face a fundamental risk to their health and their families every time they go to work. Of course, we're going to see that kind of mass resignation.